Hello, beautiful Virgo. Welcome to your 2025 extensive tarot reading. I hope that you are doing fantastic. I am Elena Valdez, and I'm so happy to have you here today. Virgo, this is going to be a much longer reading than the regular monthly readings, okay? Because I will be incorporating the 12 astrological houses, and each house represents a specific theme or themes, plural actually. And I will be incorporating those themes with the themes of the tarot, okay? So let's get started. And again, this is your 2025 tarot reading. And already we have the energy, the overall energy of the year as the Seven of Wands. Beautiful Virgo. And this energy right here is about protecting what we have worked hard for, protecting ourselves, our space, our boundaries, our families, our homes, our businesses, anything that we hold sacred and important. The Seven of Wands protects, and sometimes may even come across a bit defensive, right, to those who don't understand loyalty factors and the importance of protecting. So here in 2025, beautiful Virgo, there is some situations happening, maybe a situation or a few situations. It's got you in a mode of, I will protect. I will create distance. I will create boundaries, and I will protect my energy from anything that feels like a threat. And a threat can be something different for everyone, right? It depends on what's going on for you. For some of you, this is going to be about your relationships. For others of you, it's going to be just you as a person, who you are. But let's get into the tarot and the 12 houses. And I have already pre-shuffled your cards, beautiful Virgo. So I'm just going to give it a couple of more here, shuffling, and then we're going to get into it. And I will explain what each house means or represents. Okay, so first house, second house, third, fourth, fifth, sixth house, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'll go ahead and fix it. Let's see here. Let's make it prettier, since we're going to open it up with even more cards in a bit. All right. I hope that looks somewhat not too crooked. All right. All right, beautiful. Let's get started here with the first house. The first house is probably one of the most important houses in astrology because it represents you. It is the I am. It is the house of our outlook. It'll tell us a little bit of what your outlook for the year 2025 will be. It'll also tell us how people, the first impression that you'll be making upon others. Also what you choose to do with your body, how you want to physically move forward into situations and things. And you have the Five of Wands. So this beautiful Virgo tells me that you will be in a mindset that you're willing to do whatever it takes to meet your goals, your ambitions, your objectives, whatever it is here that you have decided you're going to focus on in 2025, you're going to do it with gusto. You're going to take action. This is a year of taking action. This is also a year with the Five of Wands, beautiful Virgo, where you're not going to be bothered by any. Let me take that back. It's not that you won't be bothered by competition and conflict with other people, but you'll be able to overcome it when it does arise. In other words, it's a year where you are willing to face any obstacle to get to your goals. All right, let's see what else we have in there. We have the Hangman, which is really nice because what this tells me in combination is this is about allowing other people's opinions and also their perspectives and how they do life. You're going to be more open to allowing other people, like their point of views, to allow them to push you up and upward, on and upward. This is like a feeling of, okay, if I want to reach my objective, if I want to get to the finish line here, then I need to be open to compassion toward other people, the differences in other people, but also the strengths that they bring to the table. And this can be very important in the work that you're doing, the people that you're working with, but also your family members, right? This is about working together in unison with the people in your life to reach a goal that you have. And also this is about respecting their point of views with the Hangman. And then we move into the second house. The second house is about our personal resources, the income we earn, our self-esteem, our value, the value we put upon other things, and the things and the people that we hold valuable as well. It can also speak about our personal investments, our savings, the artwork we collect, the jewelry we collect, land, also anything that has to do with stability, legacy, concreteness. This can also speak of family sometimes because it is about legacy. And you got the Four of Swords. So remember, the crux of this house is self-esteem and value, self-worth. So something could have happened here in 2024, beautiful Virgo, that has now put you in the space of, I sort of just want to hibernate and be on my own for 2025. And this could be because you're healing from something that was disappointing. It can be something romantic that you're healing from, but it can also be just friendships that maybe didn't turn out very well, or a business or a situation that you really were looking forward to see evolve and potentially didn't work out. So now here it kind of took a hit. Your self-esteem, your self-worth here, maybe you started to question that, right? And so now you're in this space of, because you know, our self-worth, our self-esteem, it affects our finances as well, right? So you're in a bit of a timeout here. You're recuperating from something, and it's spilling into how you see yourself in terms of your worth. And then you have the Six of Cups. So there could be a situation here. For some of you, this could literally be related to pets or a friendship or someone that you held close in your childhood, or someone that meant a lot to you, a family member, maybe even a sibling, someone that you've known basically all of your life here with the Six of Cups. And potentially the reason that your self-esteem, your self-worth is needing some kind of recuperating here is because maybe there's been either a distancing from somebody you really care about. Because remember, this is also about building legacy, right? So this can be about losing something or someone that meant a lot to you, which is triggering some self-esteem, self-love topics here in 2025. This can also be about missing something from your past that made you feel cared for, nurtured, loved. This could be about remembering your childhood or rehashing. Maybe you're going through some kind of therapy where you're rehashing the past and it's triggering, right, some things that activate self-worth topics here in 2025. This is also the card of potentially there needing to be forgiveness in an area of your life, which may directly affect your value system, or whether or not you feel valued, or whether or not you show someone else that they are valuable. So there's something here about forgiving, compassion, letting go, recuperating, and allowing yourself to heal from it. In the third house here, this is about communication. This also speaks about topics related to our community, such as the neighborhood we live in, our neighbors, the day-to-day people we see on our walks. This is also about siblings, can speak of like social media, as well as the 11th house. But the third house the crux of the third house is communication and marketing, and also short distance travel as well. Yeah, you have the Three of Swords. Remember that one of the themes here is community, right? So I think there's a relationship here, because here in the second house of self-worth, the Four of Swords follows the Three of Swords. So it could be something related to a sibling, because again, we have someone you grew up here potentially. Something happening with a sibling of yours. Maybe there's a change. Maybe they moved away. They're no longer living near you. Some kind of shift in where somebody lives, the neighborhood. Maybe it's a sibling, a neighbor, a bestie, a classmate that you're missing. There's been a loss here. Okay, and the loss could be for many different reasons, right? Maybe you moved, they moved, something else may have potentially happened, causing a lot of pain, a lot of sadness and disappointment there, which is why over here you're healing. But I do think it's connected to someone that was either a classmate that you grew up with, a bestie. This could also be cousins, by the way, siblings, neighbors. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important for me to repeat myself so that I make sure I cover things and I don't miss them. Also, I apologize for that squeaky fan in the background if you hear it. It's quite windy here today, and when it gets windy outside, that fan just goes a bit crazy. Anyhow, here with the Queen of Pentacles, this is beautiful energy, honey, because this is in some ways speaking of you, right? And needing to find the peace. And you will find peace with the way things have unfolded here, or the way things will unfold. This could also be energy that happened in 2024 and the result of it in 2025, right? Because here on top of this painful episode, or this disappointment, this heartbreak, on top of it, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and that's you being in a very peaceful space and a very self-nurturing, self-loving, which is huge and a big jump from this Four of Swords, right? So even through the pain, the heartbreak, the loss, beautiful Virgo, you will find your self-equilibrium here in 2025 in the matters of communication, how you communicate with others, your closest relationships, your neighborhood, your friendship. Some of you may actually be relocating to neighborhoods, an area that feel more earthy, that feel more nature, that have more nature for you to be out and about in. There's something here that's feeling like it's very important for you to seek that out in the community that you surround yourself with, like people who are peaceful, people who are grounded, who are focused on elevating themselves financially. But this is also about you putting yourself in an environment that is nature-based, where you feel grounded and calm. And then the fourth house is about the home we live in. It's also about the people that live with us in our home. It also speaks about our ancestry, our maternal parent, usually our mother. It can also speak about maternal grandparents or the nurturing grandparent, but it can also speak about ancestry, lineage, or topics of the sort, and also topics of mothering, whether it's your own mother or you yourself, how you mother. And we have the Lovers here. So with the Lovers, the first meaning of the Lovers is about choosing a path, right? So you may be in a situation here, beautiful Virgo, where you're trying to decide whether or not to leave the current home you live in, whether or not to move out, or you're in that stage of figuring out where to move with the Lovers card. And you could also be trying to decide, like making a choice in terms of the people in your life, like your mother. But this is more about you and your home, is how I'm feeling it. Let's see what else we have there for Virgo. The Nine of Wands. Yeah. So, you know, and it goes back to this card, the Seven of Wands. Very similar energy, right, to this card here, to the Nine of Wands. Very similar energy. But this now directly relates to the home you live in, right? Or the mother, those themes of your lineage. I think there's a situation happening here at home that's making you feel maybe a little defensive, or maybe something happened here in 2024, putting you in a situation in 2025 where, because something happened that put you in a situation where you have to sort of be almost like overly, not overly vigilant. And I don't mean that in a way of like you're not valid or your feelings are not valid, but something or someone has put you in this vigilant, protective, defensive stance when it comes to having to choose a path. I almost feel like for some of you, you may have received an ultimatum about deciding about something, or you're giving someone an ultimatum and you're standing firm. Maybe this could be about making a decision about selling a home. Maybe there's a selling a home, choosing a home. For some of you, this can also be inheritance, like a home that was inherited, because remember, the fourth house speaks about the home we live in, but also lineage and also the mother, right? So there could be a situation happening here with the home of an inheritance or lineage. You're feeling very protective over it. Maybe you're receiving offers and there are a lot of options and choices. I know the Lover's card looks very spicy in this deck, beautiful Virgo, but the original meaning of the Lover's card was always choices, more than any romance involved. But sometimes I know it seems a little misleading, but it's not. The crux of the Lovers is having to choose a path. All right, and then now here in the fifth house, it's about creativity, leisure, hobbies, love affairs, romance, and our children, and also our entrepreneurship, like the businesses we own, basically anything that we create from scratch, from ourselves, from our own self-expression, which is ultimately creativity. You have the Queen of Cups. Beautiful Virgo, this is going to be an exceptionally important year for you to be able to integrate your spirituality with your creativity. There's something here. It's almost like something takes place. Like you start off physically knowing that you're going to do whatever it takes to meet your objectives, right here with the first house. And you're going to consider other people's support and their point of view in doing that. But while that starts off the year, and while that's prevalent for the entire year, you have all these undercurrent things happening. And I think something major with the fourth house, with the home, I think this is going to be something huge for you this year that is going to be a determining factor as to how well you tap into your intuition and your creativity this year. It's almost like something here that is maybe just, it's like there's something heavy that's making you realize you need peace happening around the home, the neighborhood that you live in, childhood stuff, right? And once that's either removed or decided upon, it's almost like your creativity gets tapped into here with the fifth house. For some of you, this is about also like putting forward the wishes that you want, like really asking, right? This is like very prayerful in this deck, the Queen of Cups. This is a very nurturing, loving card. But in this particular deck, it adds another layer. When I see her, it feels very spiritual in nature and almost like someone is really putting their prayers out front. For some of you, you could be praying for children, right? Because this is the fifth house of children. For others of you, you could be tapping into a creative side with or for your children. Most of you, though, this is a creative thing happening within you. Your intuition is kicking in more than usual. You're opening yourself up to it, and that's really beautiful. I am getting that for a lot of you, though, you are getting involved romantically with a water sign, heavy water sign this year. That can be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And you have a Five of Cups. There's a repeating pattern here, beautiful. So the reason that you could be, again, it goes back to this childhood memory, whether it's your pet, a sibling, a cousin, something here where you may potentially have lost someone. And that's part of the reason why you've almost become more spiritual and more intuitive. The Five of Cups is longing, missing someone. So this could be missing a romantic partner that you once had. It can also be missing your children or longing and wishing for a child. Longing, wishing you would have had a child. There's a relationship here with these two, and I'm very curious to know what it means for you all. I know it's going to be a little bit different for everyone, obviously, right? Because you're all on different paths. But this is energy of tapping into, it's like going through a major breakthrough because a breakdown occurred. And that breakdown was painful. But now you're elevating your spirituality because of it. Okay, now we go here into the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of health, routine, our day-to-day work, how we choose to give service, how we receive service from others. But more importantly than that, it's about like details, organization, routine, health, all of that. And you got the 9 of Cups. So you are becoming very pragmatic and logical about your hopes and wishes here this year. A lot of you are really focusing, again, it feels very spiritual. The 9 of Cups is about having everything we need and everything we've wished for. But in the 6th house of health, it's about, for some of you, this is healing, and it could go back to this 4 of Swords, right? That something happened at some point that maybe you had since childhood that you've been recuperating from. And now this year you find some kind of healing method. Maybe you get surgery. Maybe there's something health-wise that you do different that brings healing and like it's almost like a new faith, new lease on life, like starting over. Like, look how amazing and beautiful that is, right? The yellow here is vitality, it's health. But I also can't help but like notice how this person is like uplifted. I feel like some of you are choosing surgery this year where you're literally going under. Doesn't this look that way? Like I feel like some of you are going under anesthesia this year. There's some method you're going towards. For others of you, this is about doing the work this year that fulfills you and brings you a lot of joy. All right, let's get one more card for that house. Justice, yeah, about balance. So you're balancing your lifestyle, you're balancing your routine, your health, you're balancing your health with nutrition, with whatever activity it is you're doing. And the 6th house of health can be connected to the 1st house of the physicality, right? What we choose to do with our body this year. And if we connect these together, we find that if you are working on your health and balancing issues of routine and nutrition and all of that, that you're going to be doing it with the support of other people. Because remember how earlier I said this is whatever support you're getting from other people and physicality and the I am is ultimately for your personal objectives, right? It's not about other people. You're not doing this for other people. You're allowing other people to support you through a process that's going to elevate you. And this is related to that, but it's all about balance and fairness to yourself. And yeah, balancing all things routine. All right, and then we move into the 7th house. The 7th house, beautiful Virgo, is all things relationship, partnerships, business, romantic, marriage, divorce, legality, contracts. All of those themes live in the 7th house. The Knight of Wands. This is beautiful. This tells me that in the year 2025, the themes that have to do with relationships, whether it's your marriage or a committed partner, your business partner, for a lot of you, this can be the person you're already with, or if anybody new comes into your life, beautiful Virgo, you could have someone here who has both fire and water in their birth chart or in their top 3, maybe even their Venus sign. But this is about full expression, feeling free in the areas of partnership and relationships, feeling like you can fully express who you are here, feeling inspired, feeling attracted to the person, attracted and attractive to anybody you may be getting to know. For those of you who are already in established relationships, this could be a year where you both tap into inspiring each other by doing new things. This is also about getting curious about life and exploring and adventuring. So this could be your call, beautiful Virgo, to bring some more of that if it's not already happening. If you're having any type of struggle in relationship, the key is to explore, adventure, and be free together. And that's enunciated here at the Six of Wands. Very similar energy. These two energies, beautiful Virgo, are all about self-expression. So you may be attracting someone here. For those of you who are not necessarily in a relationship yet, you may be attracting somebody who is, you know, a bit like in the limelight, someone who presents, someone who is somebody who presents in front of people, and that can run the gamut, right? They can be a teacher, they can be a professor, they can be an influencer, they can be an artist. But in any case, if they are not any of those things, it's somebody who's very confident. You yourself are showing up very confident also in your relationships, your partnerships. But these two fire energies, this is Leo and this is Sagittarius, these two. And so these are energies of complete freedom and expression. Whatever relationships you get into, and even for those of you who are already in something quite established here, this is a fiery year for you all. It's almost like reviving a relationship. If for those of you who are in long-term relationships where things were not so great, where the romance here were maybe you were longing for more romance, right? Because this is the 5th house, remember, of love, creativity. But here, man, you're on fire, literally. Okay, and then we move into the 8th house. And the 8th house is about merging. It can speak about, you know, merging, moving in together with the person or topics of the 7th house. But this can also represent rebirth, transformation, psychology, the resources of others. And here you have the 3 of Pentacles. So you are merging well with others. So whether it's romantic, whether it's business partnerships, this is about merging well, working well, collaborating well with others. And also collaborating well, receiving strength in the areas where you are weak from other people. In other words, other people giving the resources to you, because it is, after all, one of the meanings of the 8th house is other people's money, other people's time, other people's mentorship. So for a lot of you, you're receiving a lot of favor this year from other people. You're receiving a lot of support in terms of other resources, and you're open, right? The Magician. Beautiful. This is a year where you're going to be exploring yourself a lot deeper when it comes to your psychology. And this is a year where you're going to really be more in tune with what it is that it takes for you to reach whatever psychology you want to reach. In other words, whatever healing you need to do psychologically, whatever deep investigative work you need to do about yourself, maybe even others. But with the Magician there, it's very much about alchemizing all the things of the 8th house while working with other people to make it happen. Again, the theme of working with other people keeps popping up, right? Magician is also a reminder that we have all the resources necessary. So in the 8th house of other people's resources, the Magician lets us know that we will, again, have favor from other people for them to grant us the resources we need from them. That can be loans for your business, that can be loans for a home, your mortgage, topics related to taxes, other people's money, whatever that is, even your dividends, right, that you get from the investments you make. So with the Magician in that 8th house, the resources of others you will have what you need from them. 9th house is the house of foreigners, foreign lands, higher learning, other languages, religious ideologies, philosophical ideologies, cultural ideas. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's something here you're learning in the 9th house, the Ace of Pentacles. You could be learning about finances. You could be learning about investments. You could potentially decide to move to a foreign land and start from scratch with the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe get a home there, and that the other people's resources here could potentially be related to this, right? Because the Magician card is traditionally ruled by Mercury. Mercury traditionally rules the 3rd house. The 3rd house is on the opposite axis of the 9th house here. So there could be an indication here of maybe you moving or starting a course of study, an MBA, a doctorate, grad school, and you're starting from scratch, right? But look at the roots coming out of that pentacle. So whatever that is, whether it's you getting your doctorate or a higher learning degree, or you starting to teach something, or you moving somewhere, the whole purpose of it is that it's got much potential for you to grow roots there, right? With the start of the roots of the Ace of Pentacles. So that's a great, I love the Ace of Pentacles, a great omen for the 9th house. And also it has to do with our optimism or lack of optimism. But in this case with the Ace of Pentacles, you definitely have it. You have it's a pragmatic optimism, right? It's a pragmatic, like, okay, if I put the work into this, I will have good results. Like, that's how you are feeling. It's and King of Pentacles. What a jump. So you are doing something pretty big here in the 9th house themes, from the Ace of Pentacles to the King. Like, you literally jumped. This is like a huge timeline jump from Ace of Pentacles, from the beginning of possibility to the full, like, this is full circle, full fruition. The King of Pentacles has everything they need, has created legacy, has created roots, not just for himself, but for his descendants. Okay, so let's move into the 10th house. The 10th house is our career, social standing, our reputation, our fame, how people see us in like groups, like as a whole, not in the way of the 1st house. This is bigger. This is like social, right? And there's some anxiety here, 9 of Swords. So some of you may be feeling a bit like maybe there's some anxiety about being in the public eye, or being out in public, or socializing. Like maybe something about that feels uncomfortable for you, Virgo, here in 2025. Maybe you'd rather not, right? For those of you where this pertains to career, you could be anxious, like maybe even frustrated about how things are going there, like almost like wanting out. But let's get some more info there. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Okay, so some of you may be walking away from a career this year, or potentially walking away from like a reputation, or maybe something that you do socially that's public, right? That you're like, it's causing me too much drama, too much stress. It's better to walk away, better to leave and move forward. So that's a potential here in 2025. I'll come back to it. I'll pull another card. And then here in the 11th house, this is the house of hopes and wishes, but primarily this is the house of friendships, networks, communities on a larger scale. It is another house of social media along with the 3rd house here. But mainly this is community and networks. Beautiful. That is like the best card to get there, because it is associated with the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is associated with the 11th house. So this is about being in alignment. This is confirmation that you are in alignment. You're being called towards your communities. You're being called to lead, whether it's on social media, in your community that you belong to, your sphere of influence, your friendships, your friends. There's a lot of hope, faith, and alignment happening here for you. It's like you're not just moving along in the area of friendships and networks just blindly. Like, you're really in alignment there with the star, and you have faith, and there's such a beautiful spirituality to your reading here. All right, let's see what else there with the star. Yeah, see, so with the Two of Swords, you're going to be able this year to break through any confusion that you may have had. The fact that you got these two cards, beautiful Virgo, something in the area of the networks you belong to, your friendships, the communities, maybe even social media, something has created confusion. Confusion about like what paths to take, confusion about like who are you within the context of those networks, right? But with the star reminds you to remain loyal and faithful to yourself and that which you believe in. So whether it's God, the universe, nature, whatever, the divine, whatever you find sacred, that is how you're going to combat and overcome any confusion that may be going on. Some of you are afraid of like potentially getting betrayed, backstabbed with someone or some group of people that you belong to. This can also be some kind of disconnection in your social media groups as well. And then in the 12th house, beautiful Virgo, we're going to finish the reading off with this. And this is about high spirituality, as well as the hidden things, the things that we do in private. And can include hidden talents, hidden enemies sometimes, but for the most part, it's high-level spirituality as well as our dream state, what we dream, what we fantasize about, all those things. And you have the Seven of Wands. What a way to end, beautiful Virgo. You started with the Seven of Wands, and you end with the Seven of Wands. What a confirmation. What a way to end your reading. So this is confirmation that, beautiful Virgo, you are being encouraged and advised to keep your peace. Keep your peace. Something may have happened here with community, which is why you are ending with the same card that you started with. You know, when I do these readings, like nothing's a coincidence with these readings. Like it's always, I'm just always amazed at how tarot, the patterns repeat themselves, right? And there's a reason. I see a beautiful year here for you, Virgo. A stunning year, actually. But at some point, and maybe it's something that already happened in 2024, at some point there's a loss, right? There's a heartbreak. But that same heartbreak and loss is what's inspiring you to push through and work hard here. And there is confirmation that there is something that needs to be walked away from with that 10th house. You have something beautiful happening in your relationship sectors, your commitments, your connections, your romance potentially. Even though there is a longing that's happening here throughout the year, right? So, but you have a pretty good mixed bag here, right? Like it's not all like depressing and sad, and it's not all wonderful sunshine and rainbows. It's like perfectly balanced. And I think the overall message for you, beautiful Virgo, is to really maintain your own self, your own equilibrium, your own energy. And remember, this is in the 12th house of the hidden. So this is also a reminder that the things that you hold sacred, the things that are important to you, beautiful Virgo, it's important to keep to yourself, to keep behind closed doors. Keep that which you love sacred behind closed doors for you and yourself. That way it doesn't get disrupted, right? But I am so excited with this connection, commitment that you have here in the 7th house and the support that you're going to have from other people. I do think some of you are looking into doing something big with a degree or moving abroad potentially. And then here having to make a choice with where you're going to live or protecting your home. All right, beautiful Virgo, I hope this was helpful for you. And please remember to subscribe, like, comment if you'd like. And I will see you back here again soon. Bye.